Hey guys, it's Audra and we are 1 hour into Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be reading today. Actually, we'll be doing a lot of audiobooks because I am cleaning and organizing my house to get ready to put on the market on Monday. And so a lot of audiobooks will be happening, not a lot of physical books. So the first one that I've listened to so far this morning is Hunting Prince Dracula. This is the second one in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, I guess. And I'm about halfway through already. There's 5 hours left of that one. And then I'm probably going to purchase off of Audible The Poet X. This is a novel in verse, and on Audible, or the audiobook, is done by the author, and I've heard fantastic things about that from Adriana from Perpetual Pages, and it's only like a 3.5 hour listen, so I'll definitely be picking that one up. And then in my car, I'm halfway through The Beauty That Remains. This is about grief from 3 different kids, and it's a tough one, but it's been good so far. I have to take my dog to the sitters, which is like half an hour away, so I can like focus on the house and not have dog hair everywhere. So he's gonna spend some time at the sitters and get to play with the other dogs. And so that'll be fun for him, but we gotta go on a car ride. Whoops, dropped that one. We gotta go on a car ride, and so I'm going to listen to that in the car and then probably bring it inside to finish while cleaning. So hopefully I can get all 3 of those done today. If I need a break from cleaning, I normally sit down and like read for 30 minutes. My break book will be, whoa, this is big. My favorite thing is Monsters. This is a graphic novel. Let's see if I can show you. Beautiful, beautiful graphic novel. So that will be that. And I finally have 2 more choices, I guess, for Audible. If I decide to get to them, that is Dread Nation. The audiobook narrator for this one is actually one of my favorites, so I'm definitely getting to this soon. And then I have this chunker, Before the Devil Breaks You. I need to finish this. The audiobooks, once again, are fantastic. That's how I read the first 2. But this is a 21-hour audiobook, so that would take up the entire time. But I want to feel accomplished and get as much done. So I'm going to get the other ones done before I break into that one. So yeah, I'll check in here shortly. I am actually going to go eat at the diner with my dad for breakfast. We do that every single Saturday. It's probably what I'm going to miss the most when I move. But we just spend some time together down at the diner and get the day started. So I will check in soon. It's about 9:10 now. Breakfast was great as always, and Brady and I are headed down the road to the pet sitter. He's going to go for a few days. So I'm going to be listening to The Beauty That Remains. And he is going to be trying to get in my lap the whole time. So we'll see how far we get before we have to pull over and do some redirection, because that's what we do. All right. So I will check in later on how the reading and listening is going. All right. So it's like 1 hour and 15 minutes later. It's about 10:30, and I just got home from taking the dog in. And I, of course, listened to some more of The Beauty That Remains. And it has me fuming at this point. Like I said, it's about grief, and if you don't know, I lost my brother 5 years ago, unexpectedly, and it obviously was a very, very traumatic time. And in this story, a group of friends just held an intervention for their friend that had lost her sister to leukemia. And in this intervention, they said they missed the old her. I'm so mad, like I can't even talk right. Okay. They missed the old her, and they understand that she lost a sister, but they lost their friend too. And it was just very, very problematic. And as somebody who has gone through grief, and like, there is no old you anymore. That is complete and total crap. And I could use more colorful language, but I'm not going to. Like, grief changes who you are as an individual and as a person, and there's no going back to who you were when you had that person, especially a sibling in your life. So this has me fuming, but I'm over halfway through, and at this point, I'm hoping that it will redeem itself, because I really want to just DNF it and give it a 1 and move on, but I need to give it a chance, because I was liking it up till this point, and now my blood is just boiling. So I got to like a chapter break, and so I changed back over to my audiobook of this one. And yeah, I've read probably 60 pages so far this morning, which isn't a whole lot, which we're like 3.5 hours in. but I'm going to get started on cleaning and listen to more audiobooks. Before I do that, I am going to kind of look through, there are historical pictures that are throughout the book in this, and obviously when you listen to the audiobook, you can't see that. So I'm going to do that, and then I will get started on cleaning. So here are some of the pictures that I'm looking through. All right, so this is historical fiction with some murder mystery obviously mixed in, and so it's based on place in Romania. So they show you pictures of where they're at, like for this school, I'm assuming. The last book that was the first in the series, it didn't, like the pictures didn't really go with it, but these seem to be much more in tune with the story. So this is Vlad, I don't even know how you say that name, but 16th century, they thought he could be Prince Dracula, I'm assuming. That's what's going on there. And then this is a picture of a post-mortem room in 1913. So it just kind of adds pictures along the way of where they are, what's going on in the story in context of the real time. So it's pretty interesting. And there are the bats. So I'm not going to share too much more. Still have a ways to go, but I am enjoying this so far. Can't wait to see how it ends. It is now 3 hours later, so it's 1:30, and I finally just got my room cleaned, and it's the only room that I got done. But I did get like all the bedding washed, a load of laundry, I went through all my jewelry and donated some clothes, and dusted and swept, and went through my TBR bookshelf, and so I got a lot done. So I feel good about that. So with having doing that for 3 hours, I also listened to the audiobook of this one, Hunting Prince Dracula. So I got 160 more pages done, so I'm at 190 pages on the day so far. I'm liking it. I'm kind of getting annoyed with Audrey Rose and like the love interest and how slow it is, and like always brooding over him and like, oh my gosh, is he gonna kiss me? Is he gonna kiss me? And like, it's just annoying at this point, but gonna finish it. I'm almost done with it. I think there's like 2 hours left, so I'll definitely get that done. But I figured I would kind of show you around my room a little bit in the house as I get this cleaned and ready for being showed to be sold. So here we go. So this is my TBR shelf. Like I said, this is my childhood bookshelf, and it's just color coordinated with all the things I've purchased recently in the last couple years that I really want to get to or reread. Up here we have the books that I'm currently trying to work through. Some I've been working on forever, but that was the spot that I pulled, Hunting Prince Dracula. Ace of Shades is a buddy read starting next week, and there are some that I pulled from the TBR jar. This pile right here is for the Judge a Book by its cover stuff, going to be posted later today, but you'll have already seen it by now. That's just the dress that I plan on wearing for my boyfriend's brother's wedding. This is like my whole mantra. I bought that as a gift to myself after my double mastectomy. Then we have my bed, all that jazz, Dreamcatcher, and more floral stuff. Obviously there's some maroon here that needs fixed. My mom is doing white curtains or hemming them that I bought, and then I need to paint that. So before Cancer, my room was black, white, gray, and maroon. So it was really dark, and afterwards I just wanted a change, I guess. And so I went to the yellow, the blue, the corals, and like all the wildflower stuff. And then recently just added the colored shelves back. So yeah, this is my bedroom. So now I'm gonna take a little break from both reading and cleaning and go to my parents for lunch. And then I'll be back at it with more cleaning and reading and updating and all that jazz. So I'll see you soon. It is 3:30 and I've been back home for about 15 or 30 minutes. I quickly tidied up my makeup room, but I forgot to start my audiobook, so I need to do that. So I'm going to show you my makeup room, which is where I do most of my like filming for YouTube. So you will see where I normally am, and then I needed the bathroom, and I'll need the craft room, and get going on the audiobook. So hopefully the next time I check in, I will have Hunting Prince Dracula completely finished. But here is my makeup room. So this is a teeny tiny makeup room. This was a little boy's bedroom before I moved in. There's where my dog sleeps during the day. But yeah, itty bitty room. This desk is a desk that I repurposed. It was my brother's desk growing up, and I just painted it to go into this little room to hold my makeup and get ready for the day. It is now 6:30, and at 5:30 I finished listening to Hunting Prince Dracula. So I'm on 266 pages for the day, but I gave this, I think, 3.5 stars, which is weird because I gave the first one 5 stars, and everybody else said this one was even better. And so I guess my preference is flipped, which is interesting, but I'll share more on this, I think probably in a wrap-up or something, maybe at the end of this video, who knows. But I took a break from listening to audiobooks, and instead, while I was cleaning, I listened to some videos of Natasha and Brendan, and so I need to go through some other ones as well that have been newly uploaded. But I did finish the bathroom, my craft room, and living room, so here those are. The bathroom, all of the towels and stuff are in the wash, but if I were staying here, I would knock out this wall here and join it with the makeup room to make one giant bathroom, and then use that closet in the back that's connected in the back to the bedroom closet to make a giant closet. So there's potential here. Hopefully I can sell it that way to the new buyers. But then here's the craft room that I have got to go through big time supply-wise. This is not going with me all to Kansas City. But this is the table my dad helped me make. And then in the back, you have like my great-great-great-grandma's portable singer machine, which is kind of cool. But just some other stuff that I have made. And this is like probably one of my most prized possessions. This is a print my brother made of himself in school in art that we had together, a class we had together. And that's his handwriting. But this is like totally his pose. And since he's passed, we found that, and I definitely want it framed. That will for sure be going with me even if all of this other stuff doesn't. So when you come out of this hallway, you go into the dining room, which I'm still working on, but this is the living room. And there are a lot of handmade items, like all of the pillows. So if you see one that you like, let me know, and I can tell you in a comment who made them. I got these teeny tiny 31 chairs. Well, it was probably 1, 2, and 3, but I saw 3 and 1, which is my brother and I's number, so I had to have them. They're also my favorite color. Jellybird signs. Shut the front door. Oh, I love that. But yeah, all these pillows are handmade. This apothecary table I found at an arts and crafts show that somebody remade, and weirdly enough, the lady was actually one of my chemo nurses, and she lives an hour away, but I got that from her. I made that in high school, which I doodled on like a restaurant tablecloth, and on a field trip with my dad and my brother my senior year, and then I made it, and so that holds a special place in my heart. And then, yeah, I don't know what else. Let's see, flea market. This is like, reminds me of my great grandma's house growing up. And then that is my brother's life verse, and it's actually tattooed on my wrist in white ink. So yeah, this is the living room. It is now 9:30, and along the way I did stop and eat some dinner, had some barbecue, and I listened to 29 more pages of The Beauty That Remains, and it's got some redeeming qualities for that one character, and I'm feeling a little better about it. But I have 295 pages total on the day so far, and I did get the dining room finished, so here is what the dining room looks like. And once again, there's a lot more handmade items all over the place because that's just my aesthetic, I guess. This is one of my favorite sayings ever, and once again, it's made by Jellybird Signs. Then you have this giant buffet. I know that sign is handmade, and that one is. I made that, and then this thing, this beast, was disgusting and in my parents' garage for like 15 years, and I painted it and redid it, and then I found the mirror and I antiqued it to match. Over in this corner, I have the armoire that was my great-grandma's, and there's just a whole bunch of writing stuff in there, and then there's a built-in bookshelf. I fill it with books at least. This free high five sign is from Salty Bisons, and a local girl redid this. I call it the big booty chair. This artist palette table thing is from Hobby Lobby. And then we have the piano that all of these things are handmade. Here Art by CC again, Jellybird Signs again. Here Art by CC, that is a wine bottle made into a candle. Piano. And then up here is just a art project that I did a long time ago. So, yep, this is the dining room. Oh yeah, my favorite thing ever is this light. It'll probably go with me, not gonna lie. So I am ready for a break in cleaning, and I look a hot mess, and I feel like a disgusting hot mess. So I'm gonna take a bubble bath and then a shower probably after that. But I feel like my go-to read or physical read for the day, which was this Goliath of a book, is too big for the bubble bath. So instead, I'm gonna get one out from a recent haul, The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I think this is like a YA nonfiction based on a true story about a man who was the tattooer of Auschwitz, falling for a girl that goes through the camp. So I'm excited to dig into that. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do a shower because I want to test out this air dry cream from Monat, see how it works. Like, it's supposed to like give your hair a break from drying and the heat and stuff. I don't know if my hair is too short, but we'll test it out and see what happens. So I'll check in soon with progress after my bubble bath, my shower, and see how far I got on The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and if I decide to do any more cleaning or not, because I'm pooped. I got 20 pages done of The Librarian of Auschwitz, and so far it is really good. It is different than what I thought it would be. So the prologue starts off as the tattooer meeting the girl he is tattooing, and that's like the whole love story. But then it goes into chapter 1 where it's actually the tattooer that gets taken in by the Germans, and he is Jewish himself. So I figured it was like a German soldier that was doing this to the people at Auschwitz, but instead it looks like it's actually going to be a Jewish man that is forced to work to save his own life. And it also appears as though all of these men on the train cars are 18 or older, and it said that if one man from the family comes, then the entire family won't have to go to concentration camps. And so that's kind of like the beginning of the story of how he gets on the train, about the train ride. When he gets there, he gets tattooed himself, the showers, the head shaving, and kind of setting it up of what the camp is like. And so I know it's going to be a hard read, as all of these Holocaust books are, but I am enjoying it so far. So I did put in some of that air dry stuff. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but it smells fantastic. And I figured since I am going to be staying up and listening to some books for a while, or reading some books for a while, I might as well just do some more beauty prep stuff. So I'm going to put on my Silver Glam Glow, as well as do a Jeffree Star lip scrub in Peach Popsicle. So yeah, I'll check back in after a little while. So if you have never tried this Glam Glow stuff, you have to. It is a trip. It looks like the Tin Man, but it literally just peels right off. Oh. And your skin feels so much better. It's addictive. It is now 12:20 a.m. and I am still awake, which is a miracle in and of itself, because that is not my life anymore. But I have been listening to The Beauty That Remains on audio. I am almost done, but I added 56 more pages, which pushed me at like 375-ish pages on the day so far. I am going to call it good for this tonight. I really wanted to finish it, but I'm going to go lay in bed, and the DVD player that's playing it is in the kitchen. So I have one CD left, and it's about 50 pages, and then probably like an hour. So I'm going to take this book to bed and see if I can read more, but I also want to dig into the beginning of this chunker and see what I think of this graphic novel. And side note, my hair is already dry, and it looks absolutely crazy, but I'm kind of living for it. Like these little curls, And the fact that it feels so soft and it's dried, I am loving it. And I gotta figure out how to tame this to make it actually look like a hairstyle because it's a little crazy. But I think like longer hair, this would be amazing. Like the curls, but it doesn't feel like you have anything in it. I'm kind of living for it. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when I wake up in the morning, I guess. Alright guys, the illustrations of this is gorgeous. So I'm assuming it's definitely pen, but those hash marks, look at this. It is amazing. Like, it's throughout the whole story. There's different styles, as you can see there, but it is stunning. I have read about 30 pages, and I'm going to call it good on that for tonight. I am getting sleepy, and I don't want to lose my place on this one. So I'm at 405 pages on the day so far. So with that, I'm going to start in on this one again. And if I fall asleep, I fall asleep, but this will probably be easier to track where I remember leaving off. So I will hopefully check in. If not, we're at 405 pages, and it is 12:45 a.m. Like I predicted, I did not get very far before I almost fell asleep. So I got 5 pages done of this. So I'm at 410 pages on the day, and I highly doubt that I will wake up before 6:59 a.m. I'm not going to do the whole 24 hours. That's just not realistic for me. So it is 1 o'clock now, but if I do wake up early, I may read a little bit more, but I more than likely will just wake up, do a quick wrap up, and call it good for my first ever Dewey's 24-hour readathon. It is now Sunday morning, and it is like 7:15, and I was right. I didn't make it to 6:59. I was so close. But here are the books that I read during Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I finished Hunting Prince Dracula, and I gave it 3.5. It was okay. I like the first one better. I finished most of The Beauty That Remains. Obviously, I had some points I was worried about with the grief. It is getting better. I'm going to finish that real quick this morning when I work in the kitchen. I read about 25 pages of The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and so I need to get into that more. I don't know if I can finish that before the end of the month, though. And then I read 30 pages of this one. So I can't remember the page count. I said it in the last clip. So those are the 4 books that I read from this time, and I had a lot of fun. My house is looking better. Hopefully it sells, and then I can move all of these books to a new place. So until next time, bye guys.